What's up, everybody? Marvel the Cross 316 back with another comic book haul. This is the first comic book haul of 2025, y'all. Happy New Year's to everybody. I hope everybody had a great Christmas and a Happy New Year. And let's just start out this year with a great stack of comics right here. Just to catch everybody up to date, after my birthday, I received a surprise gift from my wife, and there were 3 Moon Knight comics that she had gotten me, and it just totally threw me by surprise. Didn't expect her to get these books for me, but was super happy that she got them for me because these are definitely a great addition to my Moon Knight collection. So let's go ahead now and look at the books that she got me for my birthday last year. My birthday was in November, and so these books came a little after my birthday, probably around December. And so here we have the first appearance of Midnight Man. So this is Moon Knight number 3. And she bought all of these from Lee's Comics, from his eBay store. And I was just super thrilled, have such a supportive wife who supports me with this hobby, and was just so happy to get these books. She loves me for who I am, but she also definitely supports me for this hobby. And so this is a great comic right here. First appearance of Moon Knight Man. It's in VG shape. Can't get any better than that. I love Bill Sienkiewicz's artwork on this run. Trying to collect all of Moon Knight of this volume. Especially, I love the story and artwork of this volume. Trying to collect all of it. So here we have Moon Knight number 4. Just a wonderful cover here. I love that cover here. This is a really good story too, and I've read these already. Really good story right here. Really good story. And then, I mean, probably the best cover of this run is number 8. I love this cover, y'all. This is just a beautiful cover here by Bill Sienkiewicz, as he is just going up against this guy in a wolf mask. But man, just that is such a iconic cover, y'all. I love just everything about that, the reds and the blacks and the white. It all just meshes so well together. So really happy that my wife was nice enough to get these books for me. And so also, it wasn't just my wife who got me some comics for my birthday, but my dad as well surprised me. I was at a birthday dinner, and he surprised me with 3 comics, just random comics, that he had went to the comic book store that I have frequented over the last couple of years, and he just surprised me with these 3 comics. And the first one is Marvel Tales, starring Spider-Man. These are all reprints. Marvel Tales reprints The Amazing Spider-Man from Volume 1. And this reprints Amazing Spider-Man number 149, which I don't own right now. I still don't own issue number 149, but this is the first appearance of Ben Reilly. Definitely am looking for the original copy, The Amazing Spider-Man 149, but for now, this was a great placeholder. Definitely a good story. I've never read this story before, which is surprising because, you know, I'm such a Spider-Man fanatic, but I hadn't had read this one yet, and it was a good story. So this is the first appearance of Ben Reilly, the clone of Peter Parker, who we know, if you are big into Spider-Man, he returns much later, like 20 years later, in that Clone Saga. But this is a good book to have, especially if you can't afford the original. Look out for Marvel Tales issue number 126. My dad also surprised me with a Sleepwalker, which I'm not a collector of Sleepwalker, but it features Spider-Man, so I was pretty happy with this comic right here. Don't know too much about the character of Sleepwalker. I only have like one other issue of him, And so this was a pretty fun read. I don't think I'm going to collect Sleepwalker, but still, a free comic is still nice to get, especially for your birthday. And this was a nice gem right here, and it's in really good shape. This is like near mint, really good shape. It's from 1992, I believe. So good stuff here. And then the best book that my dad surprised me with was this one right here, which has been on my radar since I've been reading the 80s era of The Amazing Spider-Man. Well, this features the death of Ned Leeds. Ned Leeds dies in this issue. Spider-Man is teaming up with Wolverine mostly in this issue, but he also fights Wolverine. And this is the big issue right here where Ned Leeds, who is the Hobgoblin, dies in this issue. And so if you ever wondered what happens to Ned Leeds, you need to read this issue right here, Spider-Man vs. Wolverine, issue number 1, featuring the death of Ned Leeds. And so those are the books that I needed to show off that I had gotten last year at the tail end of 2024. Now these are the books that I just received in the mail a couple of days ago, just to kick off 2025. I got all of these from mycomicshop.com. That's the eBay store that I use to buy my comics. And so you know that I've been on the hunt for Fantastic Four for a while and just trying to fill in the holes in my Fantastic Four run. Originally was focusing solely on John Byrne's run, but now I think I'm just going to try to amass every bit of this run as I can up until probably the earliest issues. I don't know if I can afford those right now. But Fantastic Four has really gone on my radar as to just how great the stories are, and I love the characters, the whole team, the dynamic with the Fantastic Four. So I'm definitely going to be on the hunt this year to trying to get as many of these early Bronze Age Fantastic Fours as I can to fill in my the holes in my run. So here's issue number 151, featuring the origin of Thundra, who's on the cover right here, as you can see. She is like a love interest of the Thing. She's always had a thing for the Thing, no pun intended. But this is a great cover here. I believe this is drawn by Sal Buscema. Beautiful artwork, great colors on this one right here. Here we have issue number 152. And at this time, we had Medusa. She was a part of the team. She was filling in for Sue Richards, who had just given birth to Franklin. She needed some time away to heal from birth, I guess. I think that's what this is about, why she joined the team. I got to really fill in my knowledge gap here, but I think that's what it is. That's why she's a member of the Fantastic Four. But this is a pretty cool cover here, number 152. We got issue number 153. And like I said, none of these are really like any key significance or anything like that. But they're good to have, you know, if you're a Fantastic Four collector and you're a completist, definitely these should be, you know, on your radar. You should try to get these as you can. And I'm looking forward to just reading these stories just to help me know more about the context of these stories and what's going on in this era of the Fantastic Four. And then we have issue number 154. Another really cool cover here. Can't go wrong with 25-cent Fantastic Four Marvel Bronze Age books. Just awesome stuff. I love this font too, the trade dress on this one. I like that style. It's pretty cool. But yeah, pretty good stuff. All of these were, I got these for like, I don't know, like $6 a piece. Can't beat that. This one definitely is showing its wear here with a little staining up on the top, but still I think it presents pretty well, fine minus condition. So that's it for the Fantastic Four. Now, a series that I have really been interested in is the West Coast Avengers. I have issue number 1, and I've read it, and I have issue number 4, but I never had issues number 2 and 3. So I went on the mycomicshop.com eBay store, and I decided just to complete the series. It's only a 4-issue series, a limited series. This is what kick-started the West Coast Avengers before it started its own series, the long-term series. This was what started it all here back in 1984. And this is pretty much the second appearance of this team here, featuring Hawkeye, Iron Man, who is Jim Rhodes at the time. You have Tigra, Wonder Man, and Mockingbird. Those 5 right here pretty much comprise the West Coast Avengers, that early team, the early rendition of that team. And this is the first appearance of a villain here called the Blank. And yeah, it's a pretty wacky villain, to say the least. I've read this issue today. It's a decent, but definitely I'm starting to like this team here, the West Coast Avengers. I've never really been a big Avengers collector, but I think when it comes to the West Coast Avengers, I think they're more grounded, and it's more like a family dynamic. Because when you read the mainline Avengers story, it has so many members to the team, and they always are changing members all the time, that it's just kind of, for me, it's hard to keep up. But I don't see that way with the West Coast Avengers. I think these 5 members right here are like the main members of the West Coast Avengers for pretty much most of the run of Volume 2. So here's number 3, featuring Graviton. He's going to be like one of the main villains that they go up against in this limited series. I'm really looking forward to reading that one. And then, of course, I have number 4, so I'll be able to read that. So here's issue number 4 right here. So that completes the West Coast Avengers limited run here. I have 1 through 4, and I'll be able to read the whole story, and I'll be pretty cool. All right, now let's get to some Spider-Man here. You know that I'm a big Spider-Man guy, and I've been collecting the main 3 titles, especially last year. Well, I'm going to continue to do that this year. I'm going to try to collect Amazing Spider-Man, Spectacular, and of course Web of Spider-Man as well. So this is one I didn't have. This is issue number 126. It's a continuation of what occurred in 125. Spider-Man's teaming up with the new Spider-Woman, and they're going up against the Wrecker, and he has all of the powers of the Wrecking Crew. And this will definitely be a fun read. Definitely looking forward to reading this one. We have Web of Spider-Man issue number 26. Just a really cool cover here. Don't know much about this issue, but, you know, definitely looking forward to reading this one. I've been reading all of these comics in order. I now have issues 1 through 26, or 27, as you will see with the next book, which is, well, coming up next, but 127 of the Spectacular Spider-Man. This is right before Peter proposes to Mary Jane, if you're reading these books in order. This is right before he proposes to Mary Jane, and it's after the Gang Wars storyline. This one featuring the Lizard. This is a really cool cover here. Kind of reminds me of Spectacular Spider-Man issue number 101, if you remember that cover. Definitely is reminiscent of that one. The Lizard's Revenge. And this is what I was saying. I have issues 1 through 27 of the Web of Spider-Man now, and this is issue number 27. Scared to Succeed. It looks like Spider-Man is finally back in his classic red and blue duds. That's pretty cool. I've missed that. I've been reading all of these comics in the late 80s, and he's mainly been in his black and white costume, but finally it looks like he's going to return to his original costume. So that's interesting, and we'll see how he gets his original costume back. Really good artwork in the cover here. And then I've been a big reader of the Swamp Thing. I have issues 1 through 4, and I needed to get number 5. So here's issue number 5 of Swamp Thing Volume 2. I'm really enjoying this series right here from 1982. I'm not much of a DC collector, but I think Swamp Thing is kind of an underrated character, and I'm really looking forward to getting to know him more. And if these stories continue the way they're going, I think I'm going to probably try to collect the whole series of Swamp Thing Volume 2. And of course, we know Alan Moore contributed a big deal to this series. So, and I've heard great things about it. So I'm pretty sure I'll probably will stick with this book and try to get the whole run. But yeah, definitely a good looking cover here of Swamp Thing number 5. And to end off this video, we're returning back to the Defenders. I had taken a long hiatus on this title. I stopped collecting it, but going forward in this year, I'm going to try to collect a little bit more of the Defenders, because this is another team that I find fascinating. I think this whole dynamic between these heroes who are just beaten, who are not really a team to begin with. They're kind of just like, they'll meet when they need to. It's a pretty cool concept. And they have some of the coolest characters too to be a part of the team. With Doctor Strange, you have the Hulk, of course, you have Hellcat and Valkyrie. And it looks like we have the return of Son of Satan here, and they're going up against Eternity. This is a really cool cover here. And so I'm going to be working on the Defenders this year. And that is the haul for today. Hope you liked this first haul of 2025. I'm really looking forward to this year as I continue to collect, try to work on my runs of Spider-Man, all the major 3 titles. I'll be working on the Fantastic Four. I think I'll be working on the West Coast Avengers Volume 2. Since I already have all of Volume 1. Swamp Thing, definitely. And who knows, I might venture off and try to get a different title, but I think those are the main titles and characters that I'll be focusing on this year. Sound off in the comments what you think about my haul. I hope you've liked what you've seen, and I will see y'all in the next one.